Today in this video for the Bad Back Gardener, we're going to be planting our potatoes. Last year, if you've seen my videos, it was the first year I'd really ever planted potatoes, and I had a couple videos. I got a fairly decent crop, so I'm going to try it again this year, a little bit bigger scale. But planted the potatoes there last year, and if you've seen my video last year, I planted some seed potatoes, but I planted also some potatoes that had sprouted from that I'd bought at a store, and they were just store-bought potatoes that grew eyes, and I planted them. They actually did pretty good. However, I've learned, and by a couple viewers that let me know that doing that is not the best idea because they're not certified seed potatoes, and they could cause some unnecessary disease or bacteria in your soil to develop and get worse, and it doesn't help your garden grow, I guess, from what I know. I don't know all the particulars, but they just highly recommend that you do seed potatoes because the seed potatoes are certified to be disease resistant. They're better for your soil. So this year I'm planting all seed potatoes that I got. I'm going to be planting some red potatoes and then just some regular russet type potatoes. So first thing I'm going to do is be adding some compost, more compost to the bed here, and I'm going to mix it up. And then so we'll get started on that. So I'm just going to spread out another light coating of compost here across this, and then I'll going to take the fork and kind of just mix it in a little bit here. In the soil, you want your soil for potatoes to be very fertile and as loose as you can kind of get it here. By adding the compost, I've created a pretty loose soil here, and hopefully it remains that way throughout the season. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to create like a pit through here, and I'm going to try and move as much of the soil to each side as I can, and then I'm going to have two rows of potatoes here. And what that soil on the side is going to allow me to do, as this grows, I'll be able to move the soil over on top of the potatoes and kind of heal them up as we go. And that way, once the potatoes grow so high, I'll mound them, leaving some of the foliage still out, but that'll help them. They'll grow more potatoes up through that soil as they grow throughout the season. So that's what I'll do now. I'll go ahead and make my trench the best I can here. Okay, I'm going to take a little bit of my Terrasorb water crystals and just spread them a little bit through here. Might help with some of the drier times of the season here. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit of fertilizer to the bed as well. They tell you not to add a whole lot of fertilizer that's high in nitrogen. I think they want more phosphorus, a fertilizer with a higher dose of phosphorus. I do not have that, so I'm just going to add a little bit of fertilizer to it. Hopefully with all the compost and stuff we'll be all right. Okay, so we're going to plant our potatoes here. I'm going to go ahead and lay them out. They tell you to space the potatoes about 3 feet apart for rows. However, because I'm planting in raised beds, they're going to be a little closer. They're probably going to be about a foot to a little bit more apart, just for space saving in the raised bed garden here. So I'm going to just run 2 rows side by side and space them out here, and then I will actually dig down into this level here and put them in. Now, potatoes can be planted in the spring. They tolerate cool soil and moderate frost, so you can plant them pretty early in the spring like I am doing. I am going to take and cover them with something as well, and I almost do that throughout the season, just to kind of protect from the insects and bugs as well. So we'll go ahead and lay these out. These aren't real big ones, so I'm not cutting mine up, because the seed potatoes I got are on the smaller side. I kind of picked through them and picked the smaller ones out so I don't have to cut them up. And you cut them up, you take a chance of them rotting a little bit more. I don't know if that's that big of an issue, but I picked out some of the smaller ones. Handy dandy rake here, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to plant them about 2 to 3 inches deep in this bottom layer of soil. Okay, that's one side of the bed done, and I'm going to take and plant those are the red potatoes. I'm going to plant my other kind over on the other side of the bed. Okay, I got all the potatoes planted in both beds here. I'm going to take and put some light hoops up here, and then throw some row cover over top of it. One, it'll protect a little bit more if we do have a little heavier of frost, and two, it's going to keep, when they start growing, keep the potato beetles and all that stuff, all the insects away from them as best we can until they get so tall, and then I'll just probably leave the row cover over top of them as much as I can. And that's what I did last year, and didn't have a whole lot of issues with insects, so that's what I'm going to do. These are just some I think 8 gauge or 10 gauge wire loop hoops that I bought a roll of wire and just made my own hoops out of. I like using the CPVC hoops better, but I'll mix these in as well. The row covers the clips don't work as well on these smaller hoops. That's why I like the CPVC for the hoops better. But these will work for what I need them for. Okay, I've got the potatoes all planted, got them all covered with the row cover now. Got some rocks to weight them down and some clips to hold. I use the binder clips. Now with these smaller hoops, you have to use the medium binder clips or smaller binder clips to hold the fabric onto the hoops. But the jumbo ones work perfect for the CPVC, and they're a lot stronger, so that's what I prefer to use. But I'm using the medium ones here. Hopefully that'll work pretty good. Got a few rocks scattered around here to hold the row cover down as well. So that's going to do it for this video for planting potatoes. Thanks for watching. Catch up with me on Facebook. You can also email me at bbgardner@zoominternet.net. You can send any comments or send any pictures or anything like that of what you have going on yourself. It's always nice to hear from the viewers. Thanks again for watching, and if your back ain't hurting, you ain't working. Today in this video for the Bad Back Gardener, we're going to be planting our tomatoes. No, we're not.